left to right in this second half. Referee David Paquito from New Zealand ready. Farrell's left boot starts proceedings again. 40 minutes for England to win this match. 40 minutes for the Australians to push on and consolidate their position. They're ahead 8-2 at the break, and they are in possession for the first set of 6. And that is Robbie Kearns.
Well, it goes without saying, really, Eddie, that England really do need a great start very, very soon in this second half. They've got to build up on their confidence. They didn't get many opportunities in that first stanza, and it is so important to get at least a good break, a good position to apply the pressure.
Well, Radlinski will now run the ball back after Kimorley's kick downfield. The chase was led by the skipper Fittler, and he was helped out by one of the big forwards as well. It's going to be a real battle. Oh, Naylor has lost that.
Well, it happened twice in the first half. Silly mistakes in a vital position. You could see there that Naylor really did not hang on to that football. Shakes his head in disbelief. We know it's pretty weight out there, but you've got to respect it more than that at international level.
Big test of this new football, the 8-panel ball. Kimorley, he used the referee as a foil then, did really well. He was nearly through. It was a good tackle that came in on him from Mike Forshaw. This now is Jason Stevens. Jason Stevens takes the tackle, but the Australians still 20 metres away from the English line, and that's Andrew Johns trying to go inside Harvey Howard with help from Stuart Fielden.
To be fair, they've really kept Andrew Johns pretty quiet. Not many chances to run from dummy half.
Went backwards off Brian Fletcher, the referee giving the Australians benefit of the doubt. 4 tackles gone then, the count continues. There is Johns. Here now is the substitute Stevens on the charge, and that's the last tackle. They camped in front of the post though. Johns gets it away to Kimorley. Where's the kick? There it is, it's angled. Boots were flying, and Fielden did well. He picked it up, but he has to take the tackle from Kimorley, and Jason Stevens there all over him as well.
Well, I'm not so sure that was the best option. Surprised me. Chris Anderson, pretty shrewd coach. I thought he would have given the message, getting a good opportunity. Brett Kimorley go for the 1-point field goal.
Well, this pitch is such that it might just he might go for the 1 point and the ball will stick in the mud. Mind you, I must say, up that end of the field that England are now defending, the conditions do look slightly more firm than they do at the Australians' end. But England having a devil's own job to get out of their own quarter yet again in the start of this second half. They might do now with Morley. That's the last tackle, though. This set of 6, England have made just 21 metres. They'll make a few more maybe here with a kick from Farrell, and they do. He hoofs it over the top, and he's at least turned Lockyer and Rogers round. Let's get the half-time news from the dressing rooms. Bill.
A lot of tension down here, Eddie, a lot at stake, and England still in the hunt, and that's the mood in the England camp. A very jolly John Keir came out of the England dressing room with a grin on his face. He knows his guys have performed heroics in the first half. He's looking for that in the second half, especially in defence, and he wants to try and move these Australian forwards around. England sense that the Aussies are struggling with these conditions in their opening game, a little bit ring rusty, and they want to keep them moving and tire them even more. Australia, for their part, want to cut out the errors, too many of those in the first half, keep the ball in hand and try and exploit this England defence out wide, where they have had some success.
That'll be a knock-on. Oh, the referee has not seen it.
Chris Anderson, the coach of Australia, not too displeased with that. The good crossfield kick is looking, well, it's found Leon Price. He was looking for Girdler or Rogers, and Price sailed above them both.
That was confident play there by the youngster.
Sit hold.
Super stuff.
Well, now can England move these big forwards about? Great take though on the fly by Leon Price. Really having to step up a gear here at international level, young Leon Price. There's Harvey Howard, who knows exactly what to expect, the grand final winner from the Brisbane Broncos. And now Farrell, that's a good ball. Back on the inside, Morley has to take the tackle from Scott Hill. These heavy conditions will take their toll on the Aussies in this second half, there's no doubt about that. England must be the fitter, and Wendell Saylor just juggling with the ball again, but it's stuck at the second attempt.
Going to be interesting to see how much petrol is in the tank on either side late in this match. Ring rusty, as Eddie has just mentioned, that's the Australians, of course. We haven't really seen the power of the Australian pack. Maybe that comes a little bit later, but they've done a good job of England in keeping control of the Australian 6.
And they tried that a little bit over-confident stuff, and Robbie Kearns put it down.
Well, as the game progresses, players become more and more tired. Lack of concentration, and of course, the ball is extremely slippy. Robbie Kearns ends up with a mistake that the English were prone to do in that first half.
So what can England do with this possession? As Rodlinski is dumped to the ground by Brad Fittler. Interested spectator is Lawrence Dallaglio from the other code, the England star. And certainly the rugby union fraternity, Steve-O, casting more and more envious eyes at the game of rugby league over the course of the recent past.
Well, it is their home, Twickenham.
No, I'm not saying they're not allowed in, I'm just saying that they're looking enviously at us. And they've taken players like Robinson already.
Well, they may pick up a few hints.
That's a nice little run from Tony Smith, but boy, he was cleaned out.
Fletcher certainly didn't miss. It's interesting, early in the game it was Fletcher that tangled with the standoff, and it's getting a bit naughty out there. Slow-mo, and Smithy knew it was coming, and I think it's getting to a point now where the referee, Mr. Paquieto, will start looking for the cards here.
Well, maybe so, but remember, this is the World Cup, this is an international, it's not touch and pass, and this is Forshaw. And Forshaw gets away from one, but he can't get away from the next two. He escaped the clutches of Girdler, but there were reinforcements aplenty. Rowley gives it to Anderson. Anderson then helps it on to Long. Long on to Smith, fully recovered. Farrell's come back on the inside and lost his footing. And Jason Stevens got him with Fittler.
Certainly got him, swinging left arm yet again.
Anderson charging forward as he did for the Bradford Bulls throughout this season. 4 tackles gone, England 15 metres away from the line. Anderson to his feet. This is Sean Long, still Long, and he gets England to within 4 metres. That's how close the English are. Last tackle, Rowley, Farrell, wide it goes, Walker! Walker trapped. Tackle completed.
Pretty solid, Wendell Sailor.
He's like a 7th forward, isn't he, Wendell Sailor? And here he is now, runs like the wind, tackles with ferocity, and such a difficult man to put to ground.
Well, the build-up there by the English boys was pretty solid. Good work, they kept the ball alive. It was a good run as well from Sean Long. And I think Sean Long, slowly but surely, is becoming a little bit more confident as this game goes on. Interference, play the ball, and Fletcher not deemed to have lost it. Anderson interfering. You can see that Anderson certainly got the boot to it.
Tidy the racks, guys.
The referee just telling the both sides, let's get a little bit more tidy at the rucks.
On halfway, here come the Aussies again on the charge with Robbie Kearns, captain of Melbourne. He succeeded Glenn Lazarus in that role. Now it's with Jason Stevens of the Cronulla Sharks. Names that I'm sure are familiar to you from our NRL coverage throughout the course of the summer here on Sky Sports. It's now with Jason Croker. Croker takes the tackle, that's the 3rd.
Australia opting just to use the big power in the forwards now.
Kim Morley ducking under Morley, and Morley put his hand up, gave himself away almost then. Good job that Anderson was there. John's the dummy half, and here is Darren Lockyer. Lockyer, beautiful ball, oh, wonderful movement here, and that was Croker. And Croker wants a quick play at the ball. There's Fittler. Fittler's taking them on, stabs the ball in goal. That's too deep. Wonderful movement though from Australia.
Nice option. Power in the forwards. The skipper running from dummy half. No chance for the combination in the centres, Girdler and Gidley. Beautiful inside pass there. It was a set move. Good solid defence though.
No earlies, guys.
But again, Eddie, the big problem for England is that they just can't get into a good position to launch a set pattern. Just the odd move, not even a little run around they've been able to do yet. And you can see there that in and around the rucks, they're so quick out of the blocks in defence.
Long gets away from Kearns and gets the ball away to Farrell. Farrell gives it to Senior. Now this maybe is a chance. No, great tackling back from Brett Kimorley. He was all over the top of Senior. Here goes young Chev Walker. 10 minutes, second half gone. Walker's run lifts England now at halfway, and they have the penalty. Oh! And Jason Stevens has swung one at Walker. Well, the baby of the England side, and Stevens has had a swing at him.
He's been running the tightrope as a substitute, Jason Stevens. A bit of a temper on him. You could see there, he wouldn't release him. The knees into it and then just through the haymaker. Well, I wonder when this official... I mean... Oh, well, you could see that young Walker certainly tried to grab the shorts, shall we say.
Jason Stevens is a born-again Christian, and he's one of the best ball-handling forwards in the game. But he swung a punch at young Chev Walker there, and it's given England some territory at last.
Not only that, Eddie, since he's come off the bench, he's thrown quite a few out there. Getting tasty.
Kevin Sinfield's on for England. That was his pass.
That's a good move by John Keir. He's got all the quality of Sinfield. I think he'll be a star of this World Cup tournament.
And that was his kick over the top, but that was ambitious. That really was ambitious. Only just out of the dugout, and Sinfield trying something.
Well, that's the type of thing that they have to do against the Australians. You see how he took it on the run through the dummy half. I'm sure that was a message from the coach, John Keir, to make sure. No point in sending him out there and just say, work your way in, do something good. This kid has all the talent.
So the Australians in possession, that's 2 tackles gone, but significantly they are midway inside their own half of the field.
Wait till it's healed, boys.
And that is Brian Kennedy, and the tackler was by his opposite number, Mike Forshaw. England doing well in the tackling. John's getting the Aussies to halfway though. Kimorley will put the little kick in, trying to turn the youngster around.
Once again, young Walker ready perfectly.
Tallis returns. That could be ominous for England. Scott Naylor now with a little bit of space, but it's soon closed down.
Little doubt in my mind that Chris Anderson, the Aussie coach, has said to Tallis, come on, we need something special out there.
Well, you can see that his left knee is heavily strapped, Gordon Tallis, so he picked up a knock early. Hasn't seen too much of him in this first meeting of Australia. The first, we hope, of what might be another one before the end of the tournament at Old Trafford on the 25th of November. The final of this year's Lincoln Financial Group World Cup. Now a lovely little run from Sean Long. Sean Long's away. Great tackling back though by Tallis.
Try saver that. He had support on inside and outside Long.
There's Farrell. Ball's going to ground.
Went nowhere. With the play on.
Well, that was an aimless kick, and here come the Aussies in the shape of Lockyer. Oh, and he's able to get the ball away to Rogers. Wellens comes on. Adrian Morley goes off. And young Wellens will drop back to full-back, and Radlinski will move forward. John Keir trying everything, but I fancy that might be an injury to the English vice-captain, Adrian Morley. He was certainly in a little bit of strife in the first half. And Wendell Saylor and Keith Senior just exchanging views.
Well, Saylor was still moving. And if you still keep him moving, then that's okay. Not according to the official on that occasion.
He shouted held, he said.
But he was still moving. Okay, I know he's the boss.
The penalty count has levelled, hasn't it? It's 8-7 now, but in England's favour. Important set of 6 here, and he does well there, does Kearns. He turns and offloads. And here's Kimorley, and Kimorley's gone round Wellens. Oh, that was a great tackle back by Fielden.
Good work from Forshaw as well. He got in between the pass.
Ball bounces in front of the Aussie captain, picked up by Lockyer. Wellens got the tackle in. This is Gordon Tallis. Still Gordon Tallis. And Tallis is hauled down just short of the line. Good job that Anderson and Long were there. The Australians just 2 metres away. Now it's with Kimorley. He stabs the ball in goal. And across comes Radlinski to clear the danger for England. But they are living dangerously.
Are they ever? Again, we see the kick from Kimorley. Really has controlled the short kicking game out there tonight. And I just get the impression, and I think maybe John Keir feels it too, that There's quite a few in the England camp there. They're just getting a little bit sluggish out there. Not this fella. He was quick enough to get back there. He needed to.
Ball skims its way into the arms of Rodgers. The English chase is led by Long. England will know they've been in a match at the end of tonight. Tallis. Ball inside to Stevens. Good defence.
Solid. That's what's needed. They really have given it to this Australian pack of forwards.
Here's forward number 7 though, Wendell Sailor. How difficult is he to put to the deck? Says he fancies a chance in the Super League, by the way, when his contract in Brisbane is out next year. Here's Tallis. Tallis is hauled down. Australia bang in front of the England post. 2 tackles remain. Oh, penalty. Interference at the play of the ball.
Well, surely the Aussies will just take the 2 gift points.
Bang in front of the sticks.
Now, was it desperation? Or did he just lose it?
What are you doing?
Yeah, you could see Senior just had a little flick with the fingers, perhaps. Thought his arm, he just flicks it just enough. Thought he'd get away with it, but the eagle eye of the New Zealand referee, David Pakiito, had a fine game.
And he will not be kidded with things like that. Well, Rodgers hasn't kicked terribly convincingly tonight, but surely from 10 metres out, bang in front. This will be 10-2 to Australia in a second. Not a problem this time. Rodgers adds 2 points to the Australian total. 10-2. Chris Anderson still cannot breathe terribly easy yet. But his men are 8 points to the good.
We'll still be happy with the solid defence, especially in and around the ruck area.
And England still having a real struggle getting into the Aussies' half.
Again and again, it's just shows you the importance of the kick and chase game from the Australians. The way that they follow that ball downfield, and they force England to virtually play out their set of 6 within their own quarter. Not their own half, but virtually within their own quarter. And I'm sure that that man realises it. It's going to produce something special. Maybe it can come from this man.
Well, we always look to Andrew Farrell to produce something special. Cleary is back on for the English. Farrell with a shallow kick-off. That will drop in the mud, but well picked up by Scott Hill. Under pressure from Tony Smith. Here's Sailor. Your heart misses a beat when this fella gets hold of it again.
Come on! Wait here, wait. Hands off, 70.
Caution on the run for Paul Anderson there.
Stand up! Now wide, short long!
Well, don't forget, we have another match from this World Cup extravaganza for you on Sky Sports 1. Sunday at 6:30, it's Wales against the Cook Islands. We'll be at Wrexham at the racecourse ground. Wellens picks up, but put under immediate pressure.
Well, that just highlights what I've been talking about, is the fact that when the kick goes through, and it's not just 1 or 2, the entire Australian squad sweep down there. And England, yet again, so often we've had to do this. Fight it out of our own quarter.
Well, the Australians' last defeat came in a tri-series of 1999, beaten 24-22 by New Zealand in the opening game of that tournament. Remember, in the last 3 outings, they have scored 242 points, conceded none. And there it is, 182 tackles by England, working much harder than the Aussies. And that will surely take its toll later on in this match. In these conditions, it's punishing stuff. Long trying something different, but just not quite coming off for him. This is Lockyer. Ooh, what a good job that Naylor got a hold of the ankle. That ball wasn't played properly. Here now is Tallis. Tallis down the left-hand side.
They may be injured, but he's still got the speed to come on that arc round onto the blind area.
Kimmorley hands it on. Robbie Kearns again. Ball goes backwards and inevitably to a green and gold jersey. It's Lockyer now, wrapped up by Senior, but no, he isn't. He's managed to get the ball away to Tallis. He kept his arms free, and Tallis disappears under the heavy weight of 3 England defenders. Now then, it's with Kimmorley. Back it goes on the inside. Webke.
Now then, what Kimmorley will he do with this, or will it be Brad Fittler?
It's Kimmorley. Now it's Scott Hill. Wide it goes, on the bounce to Saylor. Oh, Saylor has escaped, and England desperate to keep him out.
So on the last, is he held over? This is a big decision by the referee.
Well, there's a right chimozzle going on here.
Was he held over in the in-goal area? He's pretty strong, that's what he was fighting for.
Back away, back away.
Never any doubt of the try being scored.
Held up in goal.
The referee's just said held up in goal.
Held up in goal.
Look at the ability that they have, yet again.
Get back.
So much skills, haven't they, the Australians?
Right here.
On that occasion, it was Scott Hill that was the man who created it.
Well, that was great defence from England. Remember, Wendell Saylor scored a try similar to that in this year's grand final. England having to try and keep this ball alive. They are here. This is Anderson.
Well, we've seen a couple of occasions from Sean Long trying to little chip over the top. It's going to take something like that.
Good ball back on the inside from Long to Forshaw. Great tackle though by Andrew Johns. There's Long. Here now is Naylor trying to outmuscle these Aussies. Man of the match, it's time for you to make your choice. 09009 10 10 13. You have to vote now. You have to agree with the choice of Dennis Betts, our guest tonight, and Steve-O. If you do that, you win 2 World Cup final tickets for Old Trafford on November the 25th. I just wonder who will be there at the end of the next month. Will it be England, Australia? Will New Zealand have a say? What about the Irish? What about the Welsh? What about the Papua New Guineans who are off to a flying start today? It will be a fantastic tournament, this.
That was a much better kick and chase there. Sean Long taking the ball on the blind side, making sure that it dissected the fullback and the winger. And they've got to get their defence pretty solid now. They can't afford to let Australia get over the halfway line. So, what a big hit! The big fella Cleary got him.
Webke felt that. Senior was in hand as well. Chip over the top. Oh, that will stand up. Leon Price has got to run it back. Look at the chase. Rogers, oh, he sidestepped him. Great tackle though by Ryan Girdler.
Could have been a flop there as well from Kamali. He came pretty late.
Paul Wellens.
Penalty.
Still Wellens. Had a great season for St Helens as Wellens. And this is a possession in the opposition's half, overall match time. First half it was overwhelmingly in Australia's favour. And now, well, England 7 minutes behind on the clock. Away goes Tony Smith. Big hit, great tackle.
Come on here, come on.
Well, it's not yet time to panic in the England camp. There's still plenty of time.
Little dink over the top from Farrell.
Oh, that was a big mistake.
It's stuck like a pudding. Lockyer got to it.
Screaming for it was the full back.
Here's Saylor.
Hesitated there. And again, the kicking game. Well, that's the only ploy, really. You could see that Lockyer thought perhaps that Wendell Saylor was going to take it. But again, they're forcing England into the only ploy to get through this defence, and that's with the kick.
Fittler gives it to Adam McDougall. Another one by the looks of things who's had a visit to the barber shop.
16 offside.
Johns. Call from the referee. 16. Darren Fleary was offside. He wasn't then when he came back after Senior made the attempted tackle. Johns again. Kim Morley. High kick. Midfield bomb. Wellens is after it. Price has claimed it. Isn't Price having a game? If only he'd have scored that try in the first half.
He said it's mine. Lockyer took out Wellens. And the youngster has come up trumps yet again. They will not give in.
Long again. Copybook tackling though from Andrew Johns. Here's Radlitsky. Wide it goes to Naylor. This Australian defence just shuffles across again, forces him inside.
We play the ball, that's what's needed.
This is Forshaw.
We've got to try somehow to make sure that the Australian defence has not got a solid line. We've got to try to make them so that they are going on the back foot.
Farrell saw the little gap and he's gone for it with the kick. Lockyer read it perfectly.
Oh, wonderful play from both sides. Farrell with the little dink over the top. Full credit and bravery from Lockyer.
Now England's defence has to be brave again. Saylor He got the pass away to Rodgers, and Rodgers claims it, but they've lost ground, Australia. Harvey Howard all over the top of the Shark, but referee has wiped the tackle count down. There was an English hand in that. And here they come again. Here is McDougall, Naylor and Schleary, and also there Kevin Sinfield.
Well, the big question you've got to ask now is, can England last these final minutes? It's been a big effort in defence.
Knock on there was from Johns. That was the first.
Not happy with it.
He doesn't agree.
Big hit yet again. Harvey Howard.
Maybe Howard got a fingertip to it.
It looked that way, but any luck shining. It looks as though they've got it.
Yes, he's given it right. He's given the knock on against Howard because it's head and feet to Australia.
Well, I must say Harvey Howard really has put on some big hits tonight. The Aussies certainly know he's around.
I don't know whether you heard the interviews with Harvey Howard, but he has developed a pretty strong Australian accent, and he's been down under, I think, hasn't he, for about 4 years. And you become Australian when you go home.
A couple of weeks, it's g'day, mate.
Jason Croker, the handling error count against Australia is 11-8. Oh, Kimmorley has stepped away. Kimmorley's on the charge. Oh, Tallis was hauled back. This should be a penalty to Australia. He's allowed play on because this is McDougall. He's gone inside them, and McDougall will score. McDougall scores. The referee allowed the play on. Now then, what's he looking for here?
Checking. Picked it up cleanly. Yeah.
But it looked like a penalty to the Australians, but the referee appeared to allow the play to continue and the advantage, and Adam McDougall took full advantage of the advantage.
What a game Kimmorley has had. You could see there that Tallis was taken out. Forshaw definitely took a hold of him, but they played on. Even worse is that there's 2 English players down receiving treatment whilst they're preparing. Rodgers for the kick, and that's okay. This will be TRY. There is little doubt.
Adam McDougall gets the try for Australia. They're happy. The Aussies, who are many thousands of miles from home, no doubt living in the capital, maybe over on tour to watch this World Cup unfold over the next 4 weeks. But McDougall with the try, and Rodgers now. The blundering double act for the Aussies. And Rodgers just hammers the ball over the top of the bar. And Australia increase their lead. It's 16 points to 2, the gap now 14.
Good play though, they always play to the whistle. Kimmorley is having an outstanding game. Not only his positional sense, but his kicking game has been outstanding. Good work from McDougall. Step off the left foot. Looking very tired, England. They were struggling, you saw Forshaw definitely interfered with Tallis. Good refereeing though, he allowed the advantage. Unfortunately for England, it allowed Australia to go further and further away.
Well, it has been said many times that home nations, Great Britain or England, whichever guise they are in, can match it with the Aussies for an hour, and then in the last 20 they tend to fall away. Well, we have 12.5 minutes remaining, and the gap is 14 points. Now, can England respond? Bill Arthur on the touchline's got some news of those injured players for England.
It could be more than just points that were the expense in that try, because in the build-up, Sean Long and Scott Naylor both went down. Naylor is in real trouble, hobbling out on the wing. Long too has ankle trouble, and if either of those are serious, then this could be a big blow for England. Naylor definitely in trouble, and the physio speaking to him again now.
Yeah, but Naylor wants to stay on the field and try and run the injury off. Here is Kevin Sinfield.
Look at that way. Look at that defence. I mean, Darren Lockyer come from the full-back position. He was virtually in front of the man receiving the football. They are so quick.
They're so quick, and they're 10 weeks off their last match, some of these fellas.
There's little doubt that the green and gold will get better as this tournament goes through. look at that defence yet again. It takes something special to break them down.
Harvey Howard provided. It's the last tackle.
Big hit from Webke.
Crossfield kick, and Radlinski's after this. Well picked up though by Tallis. Well, they are showing tonight, the Australians, why they are 7-1 on to retain this World Cup.
A talented outfit, full of skill, strength, the ability. The one thing that did impress me in the first half, when there's a few low-flying aircraft going around, they kept the composure. They kept pretty cool. Only a couple of occasions they just lost the plot a bit, but they're very disciplined.
I just wonder, Steve-O, with the last 10 minutes of the match beckoning, whether England will be privately quite happy, in a funny sort of way, to be just 16-2 down, because they haven't been given the shellacking that so many people were predicting. Everyone was saying this is going to be 40, 50 points, but there is something here for England to build on.
Oh, without a doubt, little doubt about that, in the fact that perhaps it could have been all so different, couldn't it? If Liam Price could have taken that opportunity, and then it would have been England leading, perhaps going into half-time break. It's amazing what a couple of points lead can do for your confidence.
And what would a try do to the England confidence in the latter stages of this match? 16-2 down. They haven't breached the Australians' line. They've looked capable of it once or twice, and Farrell again is leading the way, and he keeps the ball alive, tipping it on the inside to Fielder. Four tackles gone though, and they're only just over the halfway line.
They've all tried hard, but this positional sense that the Australians have, it is so important that they just keep you in your own quarter for nearly all the game.
The kick from Farrell, that's not a bad little effort, but Rogers makes it look oh so easy. And he's got Leon Price ahead of him, and Leon Price does well.
Just a little bit too long. Not the best kick. You can see there that Rogers, no pressure applied to him. There's a few things to fine-tune. The coach John Keir, and I'm sure that Chris Anderson will feel the same way. He'll be happy with this. He knew that they would be rusted. A few of the players out there haven't really had a big hit for 8-9 weeks, and it's been a great effort from the Green and Golds.
Yes, it has. It's going to be like a kangaroo tour, this. They will build in confidence, camaraderie and fitness as the World Cup progresses. But I think that this now means if Australia win this match tonight, best England can hope for is to finish runners-up of their group, and that would probably mean a semi-final, if they get there, against the Kiwis. We're looking way down the track, and there's plenty of football to be played. This is the last tackle, Fitness running it. Oh, great ball to Kim Morley. Kim Morley keeps it alive, it goes back to Lockyer. Wide it goes then to Scott Hill. Good hands from the Australians this. This is Gidley. Gidley back on the inside. Saylor went without it. That could be 6 to go.
Should be.
No, it's still on the last. Hill again. They've lost a bit of ground. Great chasing by the English captain.
Well, he's certainly put himself about. He's had a big game as Andy Farrell. They've all tried hard, and I think that they will gain in experience from this, especially the youngsters. He has led them magnificently, Andy Farrell. They've kept him pretty quiet. They've always had someone round his ankles. He's a couple of occasions tried the half break, but there's always been someone snapping away at him.
Wait, Fred.
Here's Sean Long. Ooh, it was a dodgy pass on. Leon Price did ever so well. Wrapped up though by Schittler. Naylor almost a passenger now. Long inside to Senior. Senior on it goes to Sinfield, wide then to Farrell, back on the inside to Wellens, and the big forward Fletcher was waiting for him.
Just a little bit telegraphed there from Farrell, back on the inside. Well spotted though by Fletcher.
Here's your vote line for man of the match, 09009 10 10 13. Who's caught your eye? You're looking for a green and gold somehow. Steve-O and Dennis Betts will make the decision. If you come up with the same name, you could be off to the World Cup final at Old Trafford on November the 25th, remember. Another kick from Andy Farrell, I'm afraid, has gone out on the full.
Well, he's not happy because the pass was appalling. He won't be too impressed either.
Something to build on for John Keir, though. If you're going to look for positives in this match, that's it.
There's plenty. All they have to do now is to devise some method to keep possession of the ball, to apply that pressure, and then also come up with a few set patterns and moves that can break down this solid defence. It's not going to be easy.
16, don't hang on.
It is not going to be easy to break this
16.
Australian defence down.
Come on. Stand up, Trade.
And Webke was looking for the penalty there, which didn't come. Hill gets it out wide once again to Gidley, the little dab beyond Radlinski, and Radlinski snaked out the left boot and put the ball dead in goal.
Nice little option. Radlinski read it ever so well. See how they just seem to be just queuing up. Always seem to be able to create that extra man out wide. He's done all that has been requested from him tonight, Chris Radlinski.
Yes, they get there in numbers, the Australians, don't they? Sean Long is coming off. Maybe the ankle is a bit problematical, and maybe they will look to rest him for the battles that lie ahead. Next assignment for England, Russia on Wednesday. That's at St Helens. Here comes the skipper again. Oh! Brad Fittler normally doesn't do that.
We'll be impressed with that. Maybe with that pass they may punish him by having to shave off that non-so-pretty moustache.
Maybe Brad Fittler couldn't believe it was Gordon Tallis standing out on the wing. He looks pretty happy with the way it's gone, though, Chris Anderson. He was a little bit, well, nervous isn't the right word, but he was certainly concerned about... That'll do. He was certainly concerned about this match when we spoke to him last night in our preview programme.
Well, he knew quite a lot of his squad were having trouble sleeping. That was a bit of a problem. When you come from the other side of the world, the jet lag does play its part.
Yes, and I must say, despite the doom and gloom merchants, England haven't suffered from jet lag after their trip to Orlando. That must be said as well.
Been a compact performance, though, by England. There's been some outstanding efforts. Paul Rowley certainly has done himself no harm in the international stakes. Quite a few people perhaps pointed the question mark and said that couldn't handle it. He certainly has done that.
He has, and also the man getting up and playing the football there, Mike Forshaw. I can't remember him being off the field. I don't think he's been spelled. I think he's gone through the full 80 minutes tonight for John Keir. Good chase by England for that little kick. We have 3 3/4 minutes remaining. Australia in possession here with McDougall, the scorer of their third try.
They've been extremely competitive with England, and very few opportunities. All right, they missed a couple of them.
They're such great ball handlers, though, the Aussies, aren't they? Gidley then. He seemed to have lost it, but he got it back without too much trouble at the second attempt. Here's Saylor again.
And our defence has been pretty solid at times as well.
I wonder how this will be written up in the papers tomorrow, Steve-O. Wonder how the reporters view this as Fittler heads off on another run. A lovely ankle tap. That was a great ankle tap by Naylor. Remember, he's carrying an ankle injury. McDougall gives it to Tallis inside. This is the last. Australia are running it. It's with Tallis. They've got to tackle it. They don't. He offloads to Lockyer. He then offloads to Stevens. Wide it goes from Hill. Gidley. This is Saylor. This is going to be a try for Australia, and it is out wide. Wendell Saylor's second of the match at Twickenham. Try given. And England really don't deserve that. But the Australian build-up work and approach, and the fact that they held off Gordon Tallis was absolutely fatal.
A very tired defence here. The skipper just screaming through. Good work, though, by Naylor, an ankle tap. But you can see that the English defence, they've got the back to them. They're on the back foot all the time. And you can't allow any team, never mind an Australian team, to be able to just keep offloading like that. That was sheer skill. Teamwork personified by the Australians against a very, very tired England defence now. You would not have seen that in the first half, allowing Tallis plenty of room to keep the ball alive. And the three quarters did it all right. Well, this fella has scored 2 tries tonight, and they have been simple efforts, but they all count. And it is just rubbing a little bit more salt in England's wound, which appears to be getting wider and wider.
He's got a lot to think about over the next couple of weeks. First, of course, Russia, and then Fiji, and then see what happens in the quarter-final. This is Rogers with the conversion from way out west, and he has kicked it. That's more like the Matt Rogers we have come to know. 22 points to 2. Australians with a 20-point winning margin, and looking full value for their 7-1 on favourites tag, where in the last minute of the match Wendell Sailor has got 2 tries.
Well, we knew that they would come strong in that final quarter. They always do.
Not so sure about the nan-nan, Steve-O, that Wendell Sailor's grown for this tour.
I very rarely discuss hair of any description, be it any part of the body. Jealousy can be a cruel thing at times.
Alex, stand up. I'm right here. 10 metres, stand square.
England have 20 seconds before that final siren. The Australians in possession from the kickoff with their captain,
Let him go!
Fittler. He said let him go, and then Fittler offloaded. Here is Jason Stevens. Oh, the Aussies are flooding forward again. Round the man and picked up brilliantly. Hack forward. Referee, I think, has said that was forward. That's the end of it. The siren will sound. Chris Anderson's men have begun World Cup 2000 with victory by 20 points. And I wonder whether David Howes and John Keir privately will be happy enough with the winning margin being restricted to 20 points, because they will believe, I think, at the end of this, that there is something to build on for the tournament that lies ahead.